exit corners. I've given it at least 5 minutes thought since last time. I'm thinking I didn't go far enough with my assumption last time. Why would it just be a parallel dimension or anything like that? There's a kind of connection between all these occupations. Registered nurse, psychiatrist, or psychologist, computer programmer, rich person, I guess, and literaturist, I guess. Well, could just be that the entire thing is a simulation. Ray programming it, brain scans from the nurse. Chapter 12, A Cut Above. Previously on Exit Corners, no. You love me? Is this some kind of joke? Absolutely not. I have come to the conclusion that I am in love with you, Ink Greer. You really are a wonderful human being, a cut above the other contestants, that's for certain. If there was an appropriate emotion for this situation, Ink didn't know what it was. Go away. You sadden me, Mr. Greer. Do you not love me in return? Not even a little. Oh, I know better than that. You're simply playing hard to get. Is this actually why you wanted to speak to me in private? Seriously? Yes, I want to develop a certain intimacy with you. What? Do you expect me to just up and say, I love you too? One can hope. I understand that you might have some reservations about this whole thing, but trust me when I say we're a good match for each other. I'm not a man, if that's what you were worried about. And that's implying that either Sent is an AI or a girl. I mean, you'd immediately jump to the conclusion that Sent is saying they're a girl, but AI is a possibility. Trust me, that's the last thing I'm worried about. That's an interesting little tidbit, though. I'll have to keep that in mind. Listen to me, Sent. I'm tired of you, and I don't have time for this. With a sigh, Ink began to back away from the screen. Ink Greer, move one more step and I'll kill you where you stand. Ink stopped, more out of curiosity than fright. This was Sent, after all, and he didn't often lash out like this. Is that so? I'll have you know that I am in complete control of all the electronics and mechanisms in the four elements. I could end you with a thought. An unfamiliar sound startled Ink from behind. He turned around to face it, and found nothing. What was that? Wind? Quite the opposite. Look closely. As Ink took a step forward, his foot fell on something soft. He knelt down to examine it. Sand? A gold star for you, Mr. Greer. There are several metric tons of sand in the chamber above this one. I could have crushed a lot of you with it, if I so desired. It would have been as simple as turning a valve and locking the doors. But we'd still have had the chance to solve the puzzle and escape, right? You wouldn't just kill us outright, otherwise you'd have done so already. You're very handsome, Ink. You quickened my heart and shortened my breath. Don't avoid the question. Don't ask questions you know I won't answer. Then I might as well not ask you anything at all. You aren't going to tell me shit. Nonsense. Please ask me a question. If it is within my bounds to answer, I will comply. I will do my best to provide the one I love with the answers he seeks. Okay, yeah, definitely getting an AI vibe. So, Ink would be like the one who teaches it about morals and stuff. Ray would be the one who programs it. What's her name? Aether would be the one who gives a brain thinks me stuff. Thought patterns, cognitive function, that kind of thing. Beth, or I think her name's Beth, would be the one who is like scanning brains to get models and whatnot, probably scans their own brains to put them into this simulation to have like a sort of test bed for their new AI. And Lisa would be the one bankrolling the whole thing. You get one question. Go on, ask me something. No. I beg your pardon. I'm not going to ask you anything. You're just trying to get me riled up. Is that truly what you think? Yeah, I don't know what you're after, but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of toying around with me. I suppose I can't stop you from feeling what it is you feel. In the same vein, I don't believe that my feelings for you will subside anytime soon, even if my love for you is not reciprocated. Please refrain from dying, my wonderful ink. I wish I could say the same to you. I think I've wasted enough time talking to you, don't you think? I'm leaving. Of course, I'll be seeing you shortly, I'm sure. That would explain the last puzzle, too. If each of the contestants' future selves was responsible for creating a puzzle, then, like, well, that would be one that Lisa had contributed. And it would have happened to been one that she came up with when she was younger. So her brain-scanned younger self would immediately know the answer. Love you. The screen dimmed, and the lounge was silent once again. As much as Ink appreciated having a moment to himself, he knew he ought to rejoin the others. Oh, Aether, were you waiting for me? Yeah, I get worried when we're not all together. Well, I'm back in one piece. Where's everyone else? If they're doing the puzzle, I'd like to help them out with that. The puzzle's just around the corner over there. I started it with the others, but I couldn't really concentrate. I see. Guess I'll get started. I've got to make up for all that time I've wasted. Wait, don't go yet. Huh? What is it? What did Scent want with you? Oh, he, I guess there's no harm in telling Aether. He says he's in love with me. What? You're kidding, right? Honestly, I couldn't pick it up if I tried. I see that you're still using the he pronoun, though, even though they specifically said they are not a guy. You don't believe him, do you? He must be trying to trick you, or something. For all I know, he, or she, or whatever, could have been stalking me for months. Maybe he does love me. If he loves you, then why did he kidnap you and force you to play exit corners? Doesn't make any sense, Ink. Hey, I'm just playing devil's advocate. It's not like it matters either way. He certainly isn't giving me a break. Anyway, don't bring this up with the others unless they ask first. It makes me uncomfortable just thinking about it. You know Scent can hear you, right? Oh, I'm counting on it. Ink motioned for Aether to lead the way. He followed her as she approached the end of the hall and spun around the corner. Ink stopped halfway. Something had caught his eye. Huh. What a cool design. Looks like it's made of plastic and also super round. Ink? What is it? Oh, sorry. I was just having a look at that sword up there. Is there something unusual about it? No, not really. I was just admiring it. So you're a sword nut. Hey, I never said that. I mean, I do think they're very cool. Oh, don't be so shy. You've got one hanging out in your room, I bet. What? How'd you know? Educated guess. I'm pretty good at this kind of thing. Man, am I really that easy to read? Come on, don't look at me like that. It's not anything to be ashamed of. I was just worried you'd think it was a little, immature. Not at all. I mean, I'm more of a morning star kind of girl, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't think swords were cool too. You think so? You don't think they're dangerous to have around or anything? Ink, she just said she was a morning star kind of girl. What kind of... Well, they were sort of designed to be dangerous, but if you put them up carefully and make sure you keep them away from children, they do make for a pretty neat decoration. Right. The one I have in my room is just a replica with dulled edges, so it's not especially dangerous. They wouldn't let me bring a real weapon to residence, obviously. What about this sword? Do you think it's real? Absolutely. I mean, just look at it. The steel is like perfect. And it looks pretty sharp from where I'm standing. Ink stood on his toes and reached for the blade. Despite nearly having to jump for it, Ink managed to pull the sword down without injuring himself. What are you doing? Well, there's only one way to know for sure. And hey, it looks like I was right. It's real then? At the very least, it's weighted properly. As for the blade... Ink nicked the tip of his index finger, drawing a few drops of blood. He let them fall to the ground. Yeah, she's sharp all right. What are you doing? You had best put that thing back this instant. I was just looking at it. Yeesh. That's a weapon, Ink. You can't just be flailing it around all willy-nilly. That's how accidents happen. I'm hardly flailing it around. I don't want to hear it. You give that to me right now. Beth tore the sword from Ink's grip. He didn't resist, but he couldn't help feeling a little embarrassed. This is going back on the mantelpiece. Under no circumstances is anyone to remove it again. Understand? Okay. Unfortunately for Beth, the mantelpiece was just high enough to escape her reach. She did her best to put the sword back where it belonged, but simply couldn't stretch the last few inches. I don't suppose someone could lend me a hand. What seems to be the problem, Beth? Now's not the time to be teasing me. I'll help you, Beth. Thank you, Aether. The sword was returned to its spot on the mantelpiece. Ink couldn't explain it, but this made him sad somehow. So, what did Cent want? He tried to sweet-talk me, that's all. I told him I was having none of it. He tried to get you to side with him? In a manner of speaking. I can't help but feel Cent's short-term goal is to divide us. Possibly. Thanks for filling me in, Ink. Now, would you please help us with this puzzle? It feels like you're always being delayed when we move between rooms. That I can. Let's check it out. Ink moved farther into the room. At the far end, around the corner, was the monitor. In front of it stood Lisa and Ray. 'Cause it's junk. How many more times do I have to say it? If this were Hold'em, I'd ship those first two without a second thought. You don't play very much, do you? Hands like that are as common as dirt. You'd have a flush in the making. I'd wait until the turn at least. Well, yeah, maybe if I had Daddy bankrolling me, but it just ain't smart otherwise. Oh, don't be such a baby. Honestly, Ray, I thought you'd be a more aggressive player than this. Holla what you want. If we ever played, I'd wreck you. Hey, I don't want to get in the way of any bonding, but... We're not bonding. So this one's got a poker theme? Yeah, I hope you've played 5-card draw before. I know of it. Let me have a look. So, can't, like... Oh, okay. Don't lose to a royal flush. Well... make it so that the royal flush can't happen, I guess. Are there any more face cards? Yep, done. Can't have a royal flush without one of these. I should probably have a 9 too. I don't think the 5th card should matter. Wait. Is this my hand or is this my hand? Pretty sure this is my hand. Yeah. Yeah, they can't possibly have a royal flush with this combination. Hey, Aether.
Hey, do you have any ideas on how to solve this one?
It says, don't lose to a royal flush, so I'm assuming we need to win the round somehow.
This is supposed to be poker, right?
I think so. 5-card draw from the looks of it.
Oh.
Is something the matter?
I don't know how to play poker. Please don't be angry.
Why would I be angry?
I'm not sure if I'll be able to help if I don't know how to play.
Hey, don't worry about it. You've been plenty helpful so far.
If you say so.
If you want, I can even briefly explain how to play.
Really? I'd like that.
If I've got a minute, I'll swing back around and show you. Well, that's her hint then, explaining how poker works.
Do you play a lot of poker, Ink?
No, not really. I played a little Texas Hold'em back in high school, but that's about it.
Ah, well, that makes two of us then. I can't say I'm much of a poker player myself, though I do fancy some bridge every now and then again, or euchre. Do you play any other card games?
Probably not the kind you're thinking of.
Ah, that's a shame. There's a lot you can learn from a simple deck of cards.
Whatever that means. Something on your mind, Beth?
I just noticed. All of the face cards in this puzzle are famous.
Famous how?
I'm sure you're aware that a deck of playing cards has a history that's centuries old. You'd think that a few of the cards would have picked up a bit of notoriety along the way.
Right. Like how the Ace of Spades is known as the Death card.
Yes, that's one of the more famous examples.
So you're saying that the other face cards here are also famous?
That's right. The Jack of Diamonds, for instance, is sometimes referred to as the Laughing Boy.
Why is it called that?
I couldn't tell you, but I do know that when you draw the Laughing Boy, in some circles, you're supposed to chuckle.
But then everyone will know you're holding the Jack of Diamonds.
That's true, but if your opponents focus too much on the one card they know is in your hand, they'll stop thinking about what else you might be holding.
Okay, and that's to get you thinking about having stuff in your hand so that the other people won't have it. What about the other face cards? What are their nicknames?
Oh, you want to know more, do you?
I think it's interesting.
As do I. Let's see here. Did you know that the King of Hearts is sometimes known as the Suicide King?
Yeah, because he's stabbing himself. No, that's news to me. Why is that?
You can't see it here, but in a normal deck, the King of Hearts is depicted holding a sword behind his head. Unfortunately for him, he usually looks like he's stabbing himself in the head.
Yikes. That's pretty grim.
Indeed. And that, my dear, is why you should never play with swords.
There's still one face card I don't know about. The Queen of Clubs.
Ah, yes. That one's a little obscure. She's known as the Flower Queen.
How's that?
She's usually depicted holding a flower, but it's less common nowadays. It's an old custom that's on the way out.
Isn't her design, like, timeless or something?
More modern decks usually omit the flower, and their queens just keep getting younger and younger. Some look like they're your age. I guess there's nothing terribly appealing about an old woman holding a flower. That's enough exposition from me, I would think. Let's try and solve this puzzle.
Alright, now to talk to the people talking about poker and not getting anywhere with the puzzle. Don't lose to a royal flush, huh? Yeah, that's what it says. Is it even possible to beat a royal flush? No. Didn't think so. Any ideas on what the trick is for this one? Nah, not yet. Why don't you poke around with it for a bit? Give me a few minutes and I might have an idea of what to do. What about Lisa? What about her? It seemed like she knew poker pretty well. What if you bounce some ideas off of her? Meh. Won't need to.
I'm standing right here, you idiot.
Listen, if I need your help, I'll let you know, alright? Now stop distracting me. I'm trying to think. So, you're a bit of a poker expert, huh?
I play online for fun. I'm hardly an expert, but I know what I'm doing.
You're probably a lot better than me, in any case. My poker face is terrible.
Meh, that's not actually as important as you'd think.
Anyway, can you lend your expertise to help us solve this puzzle?
Remind me what the tiles are, why don't you?
You want me to read them off to you? Can't you just... She's dyslexic. How has this not been apparent to you already?
I'm trying to think here. Just read them off to me, okay?
Fine. So our starting hand was the 3, 6, 8, 7, and Queen of Clubs.
Okay, what else?
So there's the 2, 4, 6, 9, and the King of Hearts. Then we got the 3, 5, 6, 7, and Ace of Spades. Finally, we've got the 2, 3, 4, 9, and Jack of Diamonds.
What a mess of a setup.
Think you can help us figure it out?
Absolutely. Let me mull it over for a little while.
Sure. They'll probably actually come up with a clue. So, you ready to learn about poker?
Yep. I know that you need to have a stronger hand than your opponent, but other than that, I'm a little lost.
Well, the variant shown in the puzzle here is called 5-card draw. That's the closest approximation I can make, at least. You've heard of that before?
The name is familiar, but I have no idea how to play.
Well, in 5-card draw, you've got a hand of 5 cards. You can send any number of those cards back and draw that many new cards. Though, in Sen's version of the game, it looks like you can just make whatever hand you want from the available pool of cards.
So, in the puzzle, the opponent theoretically has a royal flush?
That's right. It's the strongest possible hand.
And what makes one hand stronger than another?
This is where it gets a little complicated. I'll limit the potential hands to what's possible given the cards in this puzzle. A one-pair hand is a hand that contains a single pair of cards. For example, having 2 4s or 2 queens would constitute one pair. Stronger than a one-pair hand is a straight, where you've got 5 sequential cards. So you've got a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, and a 7. That's a straight. The suit doesn't matter. Stronger than a straight is a flush, where you've got a hand of 5 cards that are all the same suit. Stronger still is a straight flush, where you've got a straight in which all the cards in the straight are the same suit. And, like I said, the strongest possible hand is a royal flush, where you got the ace, queen, jack, and 10 of the same suit. The weakest possible hand is called a junk hand, where you've got none of the aforementioned combinations. Something that's important to note is that if you've got the same hand as your opponent, the winner is determined by who has the highest card. Got all that?
That doesn't seem so bad.
Yep, this is a loss, any way you look at it, unless they've got a junk hand that's even worse than an ace. But they cannot have a royal flush. Unless I'm completely wrong. No, that's one of every suit, alright.
Ink, could you remind me of the hand strengths again?
Sure thing. Blah 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 blah. Any luck so far? No, I haven't made any ground yet. Yeah, I didn't think you would. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. I'm not making fun of you. I didn't think you'd have made any ground because the puzzle is impossible. I've double-checked every card. There's no way we can even tie a royal flush, much less beat one. There isn't even a straight flush we can make.
I could have told you that. No matter how you order the cards, the highest potential hand we could make for ourselves is a 4 of a kind with an ace high.
Really? Let me have another look. Don't bother, she's right. I see. So our highest potential hand will never beat our opponent's hand.
Exactly. Unless the cards mean something else, somehow.
Screw this. I might just brute force it.
Please, you're going to give up that easily.
I'm not giving up. I'm just trying to find the quickest solution.
Fine. Do what you want.
Ray, wait. What?
Why don't you and Lisa work together to figure it out?
Brute forcing it might be faster. Yeah, but who says you need to be the one to do that? I can brute force it while you work on finding the real solution with Lisa.
It's fine. I wouldn't want to get shown up by a high schooler either.
I hate you guys. Fine, I'll work with her. Happy?
Yep. That still wouldn't work. We're missing a 10.
I know that. I'm just thinking out loud. Still no progress? Nah, we still got the same problem as before. This thing is unwinnable.
Well, maybe winning isn't the point. Maybe we're supposed to lose.
I think you might be onto something, Lisa. You catch our drift, Inc. Totally. What the hell are they talking about? So, I know you guys said that we're supposed to lose, but, I'm not sure what you meant by that. Yeah, I can see you're having some trouble. Then why didn't you help me? You almost looked like you knew what you were doing. Almost. Can you two give me a hand or what?
Think about it. What does the clue say?
Don't lose to a royal flush.
Exactly. We can't lose to a royal flush, but we're free to lose to any other hand.
But we can't even see our opponent's hand. How are we supposed to have any influence on it?
Games of poker are played with a single deck of cards. It would be impossible for our opponent to get a royal flush if we have the cards he needs in our hand. So while we still might lose to some other hand, we wouldn't lose to a royal flush.
Oh, I think I get it. Is that even possible with the cards we have here? Yeah, it is. There are only 4 possible royal flushes, one for every suit. Sure, that sounds like it's worth a try.
What's taking you so long?
Sorry, what was the solution again? It's not that hard. Just take the face card or ace from every suit and put it in our hand.
That would be the ace of spades, the queen of clubs, the jack of diamonds, and the king of hearts.
Okay, I'll try that. Doop. There we go. It worked, huh? Not bad.
You know, I thought that puzzle was actually sort of fun.
I thought it was annoying, to be honest. Maybe I'm just bad at poker. These puzzles aren't getting any easier. No, but we're getting better at solving them. Kinda balances out. Anyway, I'm on to the next one. Ray was the first to enter the next room. Beth right behind him.
He's right, you know. About what? We are getting better at solving these puzzles. I think part of that is because you've started helping us, Lisa. You should chime in more. You're a big help when you do. That's the whole point, isn't it? What do you mean? I mean that we're supposed to get better at solving puzzles, and they're supposed to get harder as we go, right?
I suppose so. That's how games work, usually. I hate to interrupt, but you might want to hurry it a little. Did something happen? It's Beth. She's freaking out. The next room is like plants and shit. She doesn't like that, apparently. Plants and shit? Just go talk to Beth, will ya? You're better at dealing with that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going. And so he went. Ink stepped into a world of green. Whoa, how do you grow something like this indoors? Ink took baby steps into the garden, his shoes squeaking against the mossy stones. The room was otherwise silent. No birds, no...
Impossible! Ink, are you seeing this?
Yeah? What's wrong, Beth?
How? Oh, I just don't understand.
What is it, Beth? Tell me.
This garden. It's mine. My garden was just like this, Exactly like this.
Beth patted herself down, knelt under the tree, and went silent. Well, I'm not seeing anything to prove my theory wrong. Yet.